Hello. Just come up. Greg Prescott is live.
Oh, that's a good thing. Hi, everyone.
On Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah. I like Twitter and tweets. Show me how to change it.
Yeah, you can't say Xter or Xing people.
It's not quite the same. Does that have the same
No.
ring?
No. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday night. I am your host, Greg Prescott, and I'm joined by my lovely, beautiful wife, the love of my life, Allie.
Hello.
Hi, baby.
Hi, darling.
And tonight we're doing Ask Us Anything again, and that includes global predictions. If you want to do some of those, we can do them too. My cards are in the other room, so I'll just do intuitive, and I'll let Allie. She's the queen of tarot. 30. How many years? 35.
People like. I've had lots of people saying, "Where's Greg's tarot? Why is he not doing tarot anymore?" I'm having.
No one's saying that.
I'm telling you. It was in class today. Anybody here in class today, let him know that's what was being said. It's the truth.
No.
I'm not lying. Why'd you say I'm lying? I'm not lying. Beatrice and Alice, I've got you on here. So if anybody does want to be put on the healing list, please let me know. And we will be. We're late. We should have done it last week, but I was not well last week. I'm so sorry. I had to go. But so we need to do the draw.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Anybody new? Shall I put them on a new sheet? Because it's March. This is Feb.
I don't know. I'd throw them on tonight. Why not?
Throw them on tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Will do. So if you like, share, or you've subscribed to any of the channels, then please let us know. And I give away 2 30-minute readings. So on behalf of Greg and I, because we're just wanting to say thank you. Thank you for sharing it out there.
So lots going on in the world.
Oh.
I hope that ultimately, with everything that's going on, this is my hope, and I like being the optimist. I see both sides of the aisle, the fictitious aisle that never existed. I see them both coming together. I think that with everything that's going on, there's, it's actually bringing us together. I know there's extremists on both sides. Hi, Tink. There's extremists on both sides, but I don't know. I just feel like it's going to bring us together, and I'd like to think that's where we're heading. What do you think? What do you see? What do you notice?
Well, I'm probably one of the extremists, I reckon, because I see people dancing in the streets and jumping up and down, and they've had 40 odd years of a dictator that's just been taken out, and nobody can say that's a bad thing. It's not, as far as I'm concerned. That had to be done. They can't. I put myself in the people's position. Those people jumping up and down where they've been headed, thousands of people. I can't say it together, can I?
No.
All those people, thousands of people. You imagine that in the streets of your town, and tell me that dictator being taken out is not something to celebrate. Of course it is. It's got to be done, same as Venezuela. So I can see peace on this earth. I've seen it remote viewed, and I go with what my guides tell me. So that's where I'm coming from.
Hi to Lorraine and Claudette. Thanks for joining us.
Claudette.
Hi to JC. Thanks for being here.
Mm-hmm.
And JC, yeah, that's a new name. When you have questions, please put them in uppercase. It's early, so we'll be able to find it. But when we're scrolling through later on, you don't see them unless they're in uppercase. But you'll be okay on this one, okay? And we'll get to that in a minute.
Shall I try and find the ticker tape? Tink, get your bottom out the way, love.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Hi to Lise.
Hi,
Full
Lise.
assumption symptoms here. How about you?
I have, Lise. I've had a fuzzy head all day. I mean, it might be because I've run out of thyroxine. That might have something to do with it. But it's like woo, woo, woo. Like, and I've been waking up with a bit of a tension headache. So,
Yeah, I've had headaches, lightheadedness. It's a blood moon tonight, for what that's worth.
oh.
Yeah. Hi to Linda. Did you get Lorraine on the healing list?
No, but I will. I will. I'm trying to find the best. That one. Is that the one? Oh dear, colours. Oh, let me change the colours. That'd be better. Is that okay? Thank you for your support. Is that the right banner?
No, that's horrible.
Oh,
What you
no,
did?
hold
Oh,
on.
no. That the banner's fine, but you did something to the color
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. That looks like baby's first nappy. Let's not go there. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Hold on. Why is that? Oh, blue maybe? Blue and white? Do you like blue and white?
That's fine. I don't think we've done that in a while,
No.
or at all.
Yeah, it's blue and white.
Bodie and I are visiting tonight. Okay, I got the name.
Hi,
Gotcha.
Bodie. Hi. And hi, Janet. It's Janet, isn't it? Janet and Bodie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's Gemini Moon. How are you?
Hello. Hello.
Chaos and Mayhem and Truth coming out.
Yeah.
Brian's saying, I must say, Brian's saying, I say, old chap, regulate your nervous system. This universe has been around forever. We are in a learning game. Love rules. Be excited. Right on. I love that. Good message. Hi to Starfeather. Thanks for joining us. This will be our second question. Is the beginning of the end for the royal family? Hope so.
Interesting.
Gemini Moon, did you get her on the healing list? Just got out of the hospital. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. I will do now. I'm just putting Lorraine on.
Lise says, remember to drink your water. I'll have a sip right now.
I'm on coffee. Coffee. I've got to get a new sheet. We've just finished 58. 58 sheets of this we've done. 58. Yeah. Yes. Tink had to show her ass tonight. She just had to come on in there. Wouldn't be the same without it.
Hi to Shannon. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Shannon.
Is all the new codes coming in? Remember to ground and keep your cool. That's good advice.
You've got to keep your energy high.
Hi to Steve. Good day, everyone. From the Republic of Cornwall.
That's our Steve. That's Steve. Steve Mitchell. That's Steve.
Hi to Liz. Normally quite a happy person, but lately I'm feeling low. We had the full moon eclipse last night. Hopefully it brings some positive energy. Hang in there. Big things are right around the corner. We all feel it.
Darling, I think that's a little kind of thing going into what you've got going on at the moment. People are feeling low.
I'll get to it in a sec.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi to Lisa, and of course Jeremiah as well. Yes, it was. It was last night, but man, it's still huge tonight. Huge moon, at least here in Florida. I want to know how it's already Tuesday again, says Claudette. Time's going faster, right?
I think it is.
Hi to Lilith.
Hi Lilith. I've met Lilith. I met Lilith this week. It's really lovely. I had a meeting with Ali yesterday. I recommend Ali. I really enjoyed it and confirmed a lot for me. It was lovely and it was fun. We did have fun. It was good. It was lovely to meet you. Yeah.
Linda says she's been experiencing mild headaches.
Yeah.
Felt super wiped out today. I was going to go get water and today and did not make it.
Oh.
Hopefully you get out there tomorrow. Yeah. Lisa said it was a strong full moon in Virgo, lunar eclipse early today. Definitely feeling this. So we're not alone, folks.
No.
Hi to Lori.
Hi, Laurie.
Huge full moon looking at me. Yeah, it's freaking huge tonight here in Florida, at least. Here's a like and share from Lilith.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Lilith. I got you. Has anybody else liked and shared this? Please let us know. It costs nothing to click that like button. It costs nothing, but it means so much to us.
So, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. I liked, but I couldn't see who that was. Where was that?
At the bottom.
I got it. I was scrolling down. Liked and shared. So Lilith liked and shared. And I've been super bad at getting back to people and too many messages lately. I can't keep up with my messages. But then I have a few days where I don't even open up Facebook. I need defragging. I can't do it. When you've got it all the time and communicating with everybody all the time and it's very intense, I think it's quite good to step back. Although it gets me in trouble. You haven't replied to me. I can't help it. I can't help it. Ali, will you please put my daughter, Deborah J, on the healing list? She had a hip replacement surgery yesterday. Yes, I will. I'm hoping everything went well. I'll put her on. In fact, I should do this later so I can do it neatly.
People, yeah, a lot of times, people will send us messages and stuff, and it looks like we're online because I keep my Facebook open all the time, but I don't check it all the time. That's the thing, like earlier today, I sent Allie a message.
I got it just now as I went in.
I sent it around 11:40 or so, and she didn't get it until like 7:30. It happens, we've got a lot of shit going on, so.
Yeah, always the beginning of the month is busy for me. I have 3 videos to create for the channeled message, the meditation that I have to do, and the class. And I did the March class and I've done the April class because I did the Lightseers Tarot. I thought I'll just do a tuition on Lightseers Tarot. So I've recorded that. I've recorded as I'm up ahead of myself for classes for Patreon. And then I have all the Patreon readings to do as well. Plus, I've got some personal horrible things going on as well, which is completely wiping me out and making me feel very crap. So, yeah, a lot. But I look forward to Tuesdays, hanging out with you guys and hanging out with my husband. I look forward to it. Yeah.
So I've been busy working on a little project, and
It looks amazing.
hang on, just got to get this situated. Okay. With all this stuff that's going on, and you got war, you got the Epstein files. We know UFO stuff is coming out. They're prepping us for that as well. Obama and Trump both talking about it recently. It's going to rock a lot of people, and you guys are going to be needed to help assimilate these people into this new world that we're all heading into. For example, when people find out the truth about the Epstein files and the PDF files and what they're actually eating, the pizza, the jerky, the GRAPE juice, the GRAPE juice, it's going to shock a lot of people. You guys are cool. You get it. We've been around since that frazzle drip thing, and long before that, I don't ever want to see it. I don't care if that comes public.
No,
I'll let other people.
I would advise nobody open that up. Nobody.
Yeah. But what's going to happen, guys? And it's in our neighborhood already, and I say that as like a global neighborhood. It's about to happen, and people are going to have a really hard time assimilating this new world because their entire world is going to be rocked. What they thought about, politicians, movie stars, musicians, we knew for a while, right? Because our ears are to the ground. Not surprising to us, but there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to need help, and help them through. Be kind. Don't be doing the "I told you so" kind of thing. They don't need to hear that. When I was a therapist, I used to tell my clients, I was a therapist for at-risk youth, child and family therapist. And after the psychosocial evaluation, you got to go through that, and they have to rehash all this stuff that they've rehashed with their guidance counselors, their teachers, probation officers, police, right down the line. They don't want to go over it again. And I used to do their psychosocial evaluation, and then I'd say, you know what? From this point forward, that's it. We're taking today and we're moving forward. And I built their trust. How? Through compassion and empathy, the two things that they say you're not supposed to do when you're going to college, getting your master's as a therapist. You're not supposed to. And I say, fuck that. But you guys know me. I go against the grain. And you guys do too, and when I was working for the Agency for Community Treatment Services as a therapist there, I had the highest success rate of all the therapists. I would ask the other therapists to give me their hardest, most difficult clients because I could reach them, and I did. This is what it's going to be like for you guys out there. We're family, friends, strangers. Our whole world is about to get rocked. So what I ended up doing was I built a website, greggprescott.com, and I'm going to be offering disclosure integration counseling. And I'll see if I can pull the website up right now. But, people are going to need this. As far as I know, and I did a Google search, there's not one person doing this out there in the world. I guess I'm the first one. but we're could sure use a lot more. Anyway, let me pull the website up. I'll show you real quick.
I love it. It's exactly what's needed.
It is. Okay, so yeah, welcome to GreggPrescott.com. And let me see if, that's a little better.
Yeah.
So yeah, our world is changing. You don't have to navigate it alone. I got to work on the colors. I just did this. But it's what it says is for those whose reality is restructuring faster than they can process and need a guide who's been preparing for exactly this moment. If you there's and it just goes on to tell you a lot about what is needed in this world. And my qualifications are, this actually should be a lifetime of disclosure preparation, because it goes all the way back to me going to Sunday school and getting the EBGBs about walking into church and just knowing something that wasn't right. I have a master's in human services, although, with that, I'm not going to clinically analyze anyone. We're just going to use empathy, compassion, and whatever tools I have to help you or anyone that comes to me with their issues. And like I said, with my kids, I would say, okay, you tell me what you want, we'll take that and move forward. We'll try to also close in any wounds that may be opened. But yeah, I would bring on the clients that others couldn't reach. No judgment. I've lived through everything you processed. So, and this is exactly what I would tell my clients from this point forward. I'm not going to rehash your past. You've had enough of that. Let's start from where you are and work with what you got. So, yeah. So you know what? It's $150 a session. That's for an hour. It's not cheap. My time's valuable, and so is yours. And you'll get your money's worth, I promise. And then there's different echelons of different tiers you can get as well with discounts. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah. I love the website. I love the design of it. I love the flow of it. And, you've got a master's in this, so it's not just, your years and years of looking into all of what's going on. It's basically, it's all those children that you've helped and the families that you've helped. It's you probably haven't, there's nothing you haven't seen, and nobody's going to shock you in what they say. Because of the Epstein files, people are seeing all sorts of horrors, absolute horrors. And, you can't say this sort of thing to a normal therapist. They'd close you down, kick you off their books. They'd say, can't deal with this.
And that's the thing. There's not many people out there that have done what I've done. I wrote a patent pending program for families at risk of dissolution, children going through their reunification process, and for parents in need of parenting classes. Got approved by Heartland for Children here in Sarasota, and I put it into a 3-county area. I know my shit from a psychological perspective. But like I said, I'm not here to analyze anyone, although people are going to be going through a lot of trauma, and I'm here to help everyone. So I understand what you're going through, and if people tell me anything, I see beings that are standing to my left right now. You do? Okay, great. Tell me more about it. I'm not going to say, well, are you non-compliant with your meds? But no,
which is what a normal therapist would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you on any antipsychotic medications? If not, maybe we should put you on some. That's the kind of shit they would do.
And the other thing that's annoying is when in America especially, I've noticed that if you was to say, I've had enough of this life or whatever, you have to call the cops on them. You can't do that. Because we've all been there. You don't need to be manhandled with some cops coming around, because I know somebody who that happened to, and they're not gentle. No, they're not. They treat you like a frigging criminal. They need to have somebody to listen to them, to say, come on, let's talk through this. Get you out the other side of that. That's what is needed. Or just somebody to talk at sometimes. Not let's call the cops on you.
Well, I mean, we're all going to be basically counselors coming up. But if you're looking for someone, or if you know anyone that's looking for one that's credentialed, has seen it all, and won't judge or ridicule, send them to me. I'll listen with empathy and compassion.
I love that. Oh.
I also did this. I put together it's called Navigating Disclosure, and it has a number of chapters in there. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's not letting me. But anyway, yeah, and I've got 8 or 9 chapters in it, and it covers all the ground, and it's kind of like a workbook as well, plus solutions and ways to handle and cope with things that are going on right now in all realms of life. So I'll be publishing that real soon. It's completely done. I haven't uploaded it anywhere yet, but and I'm also working on several other ones. Another one's called Pulling Back the Curtain: The Hidden Hand Behind Everything You Were Never Supposed to Know. And a third book I've got to start on as well, because I was organizing all my thoughts in these different areas, and I'm like, well, that's a different book, or this needs to go there. But the next book would be Navigating 5D in a 3D world, and it kind of ties together. And the fourth book that I'm looking at doing, it would be on relationships in modern day world, because a lot of you guys know it's not easy, when you're awakened and you're with someone who isn't. It's not easy. It's not easy, and there's things you can do, coping mechanisms, middle ground, bunch of stuff you can do, and I'll be covering all that stuff in that book as well. So yeah, I've been busy and like that. There we go.
That might save some marriages if you know mechanisms to use, instead of screaming in their face saying, "Wind the fuck up." That doesn't work all the time, does it, love?
No, not at all. You and I aren't yellers, but man, it's like you hit an off switch. If someone starts yelling, I just tune out instantly, and I don't even hear them. Seriously, it's like I can clear the slate. Basically, I can clear my mind like that, despite the yelling.
Yep.
I don't want to absorb that energy. And that's why many of us are introverts here. We pick and choose the people that we want to share our energy with, because there's a lot of toxic energy out there that we don't want to absorb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. plenty of that around. Yeah. You know, it's like Greg said, your time is precious. So who do you want to share it with? That's what is coming up in readings and, you know, people's conversations at the moment. It's like your time is precious. So you guys choosing to spend time with us here, we honor that. You know, we're so grateful that you're here. So thank you.
And thanks for liking and sharing too, because just these conversations are enough to spark somebody's journey.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you share it, people, you'd be surprised at how many people would say, I've been thinking about that, or I've been afraid to talk about that, but there's other people out there saying this stuff. You're not
Yeah.
alone. You're not alone. And that's what In5D is all about. It's like we're a huge group of introverts, but we all came together. We have a few extroverts, but most of us are introverts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's answer some questions. My question this evening in regards to geopolitics is, did we start the war with Iran to take away from the Epstein files being exposed? Yes, I think so, but um, it's multifaceted. We didn't go there because of nuclear weapons. They destroyed them last year. They destroyed all the nuclear facilities and everything like that. We weren't there for that. It's nation building. I guarantee you within the next year, you'll see a central bank there. Who was that? Russo, was it? I forgot his name, first name. But he said before he was knocked off that there would be 7 countries that the U.S. would attack. Guess which one's the last one? And guess which ones all have central banks right now? You know, did the guy a dictator? Maybe, could have been. I don't know. We hear a lot of propaganda. Probably was. I don't know. And if he was, you know, mean people like that slaughter innocent people shouldn't be ruling countries if that's true. I'm all for, then that happening. But is it possible that we were fed propaganda so those 7 countries would be part of the central banking system? Have we been played? Is there a group of people that might have controlling interests that you can't speak of that may have a part of this, just like they did with 9, 11? Blaming them and looking over here, George Bush saying, let us not tolerate any outrageous conspiracy theories. We all thought that from day 2, maybe not day 1, but day 1, there was a lot of chaos and you're thinking this and that and the other thing. I was up in New York at the time myself, not the city, but upstate. So yeah, is it possible that it's a distraction? Yeah. Is it possible that it's nation building? Yeah. If he was a ruthless dictator, is it a good thing he's no longer doing that? Yeah. If. But my gut, my intuition's screaming at me. This is all nation building and a distraction. It's multifaceted. You will see a central bank there. The 7th and final central bank that guy Russo, I think his name is, was talking about before he got knocked off. And this was the last piece of the puzzle. So, oh yeah, don't forget the UFOs. Got war over here. UFOs over there. Fuck the Epstein files, right? No. People are pissed on X. And this is the only part of the Epstein files that I actually appreciate is that it is bringing people together. Because we all want justice for the victims, regardless of what side of the aisle they're on. If they're convicted, if they're part of this bullshit, they all deserve to have the same punishment. No one gets off this. And yeah, it'll collapse everything. But doesn't it need to be collapsed? What good is living in this kind of world if it's run by PDF files and people that are cannibalistic? What good is it when, you will see this happen. Once the UFOs are official, religion will collapse. You'll also see what I predicted last week and the week before, that the Jesus symbol will change to a star, and it'll be the star of Baal. But when they figure out, I've got a meme based on a quote of mine. If a UFO were to land in your backyard, there's two things the extraterrestrial wouldn't have: money and a Bible. It's true. And it makes you wonder. They're not praying to Jesus in different dimensions and different planets and galaxies. They don't need money. If they can build a spaceship to travel through dimensions, time and space, or whatever, they don't have money, and we're not even a type 1 civilization, for fuck's sake. So it has to collapse for us to even start getting to that type 1 civilization. I know I've stood on my soapbox long enough. If he was a dictator, I'm glad he's gone. There's a lot of distractions to come. You're going to see more false flags too. I'll let Allie jump aboard, but that's my opinion. We'll see what Allie's got in the cards and see what they say.
Hello. So me and Greg are wonky on this, on what's going on at the moment. Doesn't make us love each other less. It's just we have different ways of looking at things. I believe that yes, that was the case with other people in power. There is a plan that is going on in the background of all of this. Derek Johnson, if you look up Derek Johnson and you look up all the executive orders that were put in place, the fact that when Trump was inaugurated, he didn't have his hand on the Bible. He didn't have his hand on the Bible. Why? Why did he not when he was sworn in? And that was because he never swore out. He is still the person in charge, and he always has been since he started. And there is a huge agenda for peace on this earth. Now, does Trump have to keep the power-grabbing people happy? Maybe. That doesn't mean to say they get away with doing anything to young people and getting away with breaking the law or anything like that. But you're always going to have people who are looking for power. And so this is when you saw Venezuela and you saw that he took out the guy from Venezuela. The people in the streets are jumping for joy. They are happy. They are the same as what's happening now. That in Iran, they are happy. The only people that are not happy are the people that have been ruling things in Sharia law. So the women in the hijabs, they are shouting and crying that they're dictator. They are made to do that. They can't not get away with anything. It's Sharia law over there. it's antiquated. Somebody can't be in the streets saying death to death to you English people, death to Americans. That is a threat, and there has been proof that there has been threats all the way along from these dictator people. So yeah, I feel that there is a big psyop going on. There's something going on regarding in the background, yes, but I don't feel as if it's taken away from the Epstein files was needing to be out, because we have been saying, when are we going to get disclosure? When is the truth going to get out there? And then now the truth is like, oh, well, yeah, maybe it's too much truth. Yeah. And now there's a distraction over here because then this is going on. I see them both as needed so that it can cleanse this earth. We have to, it's a boil that needs to be exploded. It cannot heal. It cannot heal until these people, these dictators are taken out. And I know in the past there have been, I think Libya, I think it was. He wanted to start his own, it's a dinar. He wanted to start his currency. And they told him that he was a dictator and that he used chemical weapons against his people. And when he found out, it wasn't the case at all. It was, British and American who made it look as if it was him, and it wasn't him. He was loved by his people. When you actually look into it, he used to give newly married couples a piece of land, seeds, farming equipment. He used to give them zero interest loans. There's lots of things if you look into it. He was not a dictator, but this guy, he's seen to do it. They are chanting in the streets of London, to the UK. We are worried about splinter groups starting up. We are worried about what happens now that all these people are coming over to our country on boats. And because of this, it's like there was just one thing that got triggered, and we've been seeing a lot of knife attacks and shit at the moment. Now, is this all linked? So you can't not rock the boat. You have to do what I believe Trump has done. And my guys are telling me I don't need the cards for this. The guys are telling me, I've looked at the cards as well. They say the same thing. That there is, this is different. Yes, there are going to be people going to be wanting to get into power or wanting to get, things in place. Like in Venezuela, the oil companies wanted to make some money. I understand. It's like you've got to work it out. But the Venezuelan people have got their they're benefiting as well, where they didn't before with this other guy. They didn't benefit, but now they do. The same thing will happen in Iran. More people are happy about this than not. So that's what I see. I see there's a lot of good stuff going on, and I'm pleased about it. I don't like the deaths. I don't like that at all, and the violence. I hate the violence. But sometimes you have to get in there and get these people out, because they are a threat. So that's what I get.
I do love this woman. I do love her. Let's see. Here's our next one. Is the beginning of the end? Is it the beginning of the end for the royal family?
Okay, I'll let you do it first.
Okay. Wow. What I'm getting yes, and not just that, but the truth is going to come out on this as well about they weren't English to begin with. That lineage is German. That truth's going to come out as well, and people are going to feel incredibly betrayed. But the current regime that's there right now will use that as their own selling point. Well, if you weren't, actually English, then what's the difference if we're Muslim? No, there's a big difference. But yeah, it's going to come out. I think, if you think people are celebrating in Iran, wait until this shit comes out in England, the UK, and the truth comes out, and you guys finally take your country back. There'll be some celebration going on then, baby. That's what I think.
Okay. People in the UK talk about this all the time. This is the downfall of the royal family. It starts with Andrew. It's gone to, his wife. Unfortunately, the children. But I feel sorry for the children because they have been, brought up in that satanic energy. They've been brought up in that. That's their normal, and then they are, it's like they've been tainted right from the beginning. But everybody does have a choice when they get to a certain age. You can become a whistleblower. You can speak out. You can go into hiding. You can do these things. And I believe that a lot of people who they're officially or unofficially dead right now, they're not. They've gone into hiding and they've spoken out. And so, yeah, this is very interesting question. So the answer is yes. And I know Lorraine's in the UK, so yeah, it's it's a good thing. At the end of the day, if they really cared about their people, there would be no homeless. Sell some of the jewels. Give land back to the people that you stole it from. You shouldn't be walking about with the riches when there's homeless people or veterans without anything. If you really wanted to and you loved your people, then you wouldn't look down your nose at them, and you would be helping them. I've always thought that about the royal family.
I always love how they wave like this. What the fuck is that?
Because it's the least amount of effort.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like they cupped a fart and they're throwing it at you. It's like, okay, so let's go to our next one here. Quad B says, should we be pulling our kids from school?
Ooh.
Personally, obviously most of us, probably just about every one of us, has been through formal education. I was in grade school, and on the back of my every report card, every freaking quarter, same words, fails to pay attention. I bet there's a bunch of you out there that were just like me as well. You'd be daydreaming, looking out the window. Oh, a butterfly. Oh, that's cool. That kind of thing. Because you didn't. But you know what was really happening? Your higher self was saying, fuck this shit. This is indoctrination. It's not going to help you. Not going to help you. You were guided to not pay attention and be part of the propaganda bullshit that they're learning right now. That being said, I mean, it's a great place to to make your friendships. We all have people that we know from our childhood. Many people have friends that are, they're still in touch with. I ended up writing an article, So Your Spiritual Awakening Cost You Some Friends. It was one of the easiest articles I've ever written, because my best friend since we were 6 kept ridiculing people that were posting on my threads on Facebook. In private, I told him, please stop doing that. It's not cool. And he kept doing it. I unfriended him. It hurts. He was the best man in my marriage. We've been through a lot. But you also grow. And you realize that, you lose one, more come on. When you're your true self, you bring that energy with you and attract others of like energy vibration. That's why it was so easy for Allie to find me in our dreams, because we had that same energy frequency, and she just tuned in, found me like that. In that article, there's a part that's called A Reason, a Season, or a Lifetime, and you guys have probably seen that poem. Some people come in for a reason, some people come into our lives for a season, and some are there for a lifetime. I'd say, my best friend was a season. I had a lot of good times. But, I released him. I wish him well. No hard feelings, no ambivalence or hatred. I hope he does well, with his life from that point forward. But you bring aboard other people with your energy vibration. It's so important. Another thing I find myself telling people, it's another GREGGism, I guess, is that, most people will live their entire lives pretending to be what society expects them to be, and will go to their graves never knowing who they truly were. Because we're pretending, oh, I need to look like this. I need to act like that. I'm not going to be cool if other people look at me like this. Right? In psychology, this is called being tangential. Pew, pew. Look, a butterfly. It'd be kind of funny if there was one flying in my room. Should we be pulling our kids from school? Gosh, I guess I wasn't being tangential, because I was talking about the friends that you do make and the connections, and some being lifetime. If you have extracurricular activities that you learn in school, that's another benefit. I loved going to gym, playing sports. I was lettered in bowling of all sports, and track and field. I run like I have a refrigerator on my back, but I was pole vaulting, so that was completely different. I could run fast enough to plant the pole and fly over the bar. But a lot of good memories with that as well. But I think the trend is going to be no. Should we be pulling our kids from school? Yeah. Because more and more people are waking up. And there's ways around it where, you don't have to buy all these books for everyone. You can do, book share and whatever, or have groups of kids come together through your own educating of them, Plus, what the hell good is an education when they're saying, excuse me, that AI is going to take over just about every job? You know, they'd be a lot better learning like simple computer skills and ways to use the computer to make money, or go to a trade school, you know, than a formal education at this point. So I guess it all depends on what you feel. And if you have the opportunity to do it, you know, it's tough nowadays. A lot of people are working 2 jobs, you know, husband, wife, or if you're a single parent, you know, how do you do that? So there are issues. So I guess it depends on the situation. If you have the opportunity to, and if it was like, which way do I lean? I would lean to homeschooling. Long road to get there to that answer, but that's where I would lean. So I guess homeschooling would be over here because I'm leaning on that side of the screen. What happened to Allie? There she is. I think she's baking a cake or knitting or something. She's.
I'm listening, love. I'm listening. Yeah. I've got one daughter who homeschools and runs a group for other children, other parents homeschooling, and then I've got another daughter who is in who you know their kids are in school. Their kids are in school, and you know both doing well in the primary school, in the young bit. It's when they get older. It's when they get older and they start. It's like they suck out all of the creativity and they put in there, do as you're told, you know, and the children nowadays, you know, don't have an opinion, you know, you just spout off what we say. You spout off the knowledge. This is how you pass tests. You just do, you say what we want you to say, and then you get a nice certificate at the end of it. But that isn't actually the truth a lot of the time. It's not actually the truth. And so I'm proud of both daughters, but my eldest daughter, my Hallie, my granddaughter, she's blind, bone disorder. She's at school, she hates it, and all children. I don't know many children who are in secondary school who do enjoy school. They all say they don't enjoy it, and that is because these children at the moment are born with such a spiritual energy, high vibrational energy. They are understanding frequencies, and being around all these kind of this control kind of energy. All they want to do is rebel. All they want to do is break free. They don't like being squashed in. And so I would like there to be something in the middle. You know, something that is, you know, you have the teachers from school teaching what you want your children to learn. So you can cherry pick, just what I mean, well, I want them to learn this, 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 and this. And maybe some of the parents, you know, I believe every child is entitled to an education, and it should be paid for by the government. Because whatever government, the government want the little people to be earning money so that you can pay taxes. So it's beneficial to them for them to have an education of their choosing, you know. So you get an amount of money for the children, and then you can choose what that education is. But you know, if people want to homeschool, you should be having money so that you can stay at home and homeschool your children and pay for a tutor. You know, maybe get a group of mums together or dads together to pay for that tutor. And so, you know, there's there needs to be a whole, I mean, when I remote view the future, there is going to be a different school. There's going to be a whole different system coming in. There's going to be more options, you know, for children. It's the other thing is there's so many people that I listen to, and their children have been accidentally. Lawrence Fox, his child was accidentally jabbed at school. He went absolutely mad. But what can you do after the event? It's done. It's done. So, you know, you're not safe. You're not safe. Even if you put something in place and say in written, written in, do not do this. And they did. And so, and also the schools now, they believe that they own your children. There's something coming up at the moment, and it's really scary. In a minute, I'll find it in a minute. But Keir Starmer's put in place digital ID for children, and and for adults it is optional. I don't know how true this is. I haven't looked into it, but there's another agenda going on with that, and that I don't trust at all. So if it was me, yes, I'd be pulling my children from school. I wouldn't be doing that. Yeah. So there needs to be something else. I would be organising home education children. I would be organising something for. I would create a charity that could then pay for the tutors. That's what I would do. And children, get them making things that they can then sell, that then pay for, get them to do their own business. They could be the business. They could make things, sell them, and that money is for, games and things, educational things. So anyway, I could go on.
I'm curious. Can't that guy whose child got jabbed sue?
Oh, he's gonna. Oh my goodness, he's gonna. He's a famous actor, Lawrence Fox.
Let's see. It's not letting me post a link in the chat. Yeah. Anyway, our next question is why I was trying to post a link, and I hope he wins. I hope he wins a lot of money.
He's not alone. There's loads of them in the UK.
Should be a class action lawsuit.
I know.
Can't talk too much about that, but yeah, we're all on the same side. This is a fun question.
Oh my goodness. Did you have
friends of mine say Nesara Gesara is true and will be happening. Do you believe it?
I'm backing off. Bye.
Will people will go back to their countries to collect their funds? Hi, Liz. Go to YouTube. I can't type the title in. I can't share it on chat for some reason, but type this into the search bar. Exposing the Nesara Gesara lies. And then type in In5D, IN number 5D, In5D. I have a 30-minute video, almost 30 minutes, where I cover everything about Nesara Gesara. I have been following this for years. Charlie Ward came out, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. He said that it's been around since the late 1950s. What a liar. Can't spell Charlie without Charlie, lie. Charlie. So full of hot air and bullshit. Yeah, I'm that guy that tells you the uncomfortable truths, because I care. I'm not going to feed you crap like that. And there's a whole circle of them. This big fucking echo chamber that feeds you full of hot air and bullshit. Santa Surfing's one of them. She's selling Trump Sara hats for like $40. You kidding me? Trump Sara. Sara. That's what I say. Yeah, there's a whole group of them. I've talked about them, and initially I wasn't calling them out, but lately I have been, because people need to know the truth. It's a big freaking echo chamber that preached this crap. Phil Godlewski's another one. There's a bunch of them. Hot air and bullshit. Now, and why is it hot air and bullshit? Because it's based on lies. Harvey Barnard was the first person that came up with the idea for Nesara. And it was a completely different acronym than what Shani Candace Goodwin came up with after she co-opted his idea and then added all this fictitious bullshit to it that people still regurgitate and parrot to this day. That wasn't the original intention of Nesara. It was to help these Baskerville family farmers, get justice. That's why they actually had farm aid to help these families, farming families, way back in the 80s. But Shani Candace Goodwin, the dove of oneness, came along. Side note, neither one is alive right now. I'd love to see them having a conversation. But yeah, she came along and added all this fictitious bullshit that people still regurgitate to this day. Once again, I'll tell you where the bear shit in the woods and if he ate corn the night before. This is one of those situations. It's not a happy truth, But I'd much rather be told the truth than bullshit lies that are happy and fluffy and tell me the truth. I can handle it. Am I the only one that's like that? I hope not. But I think that's why some people appreciate, I've been doing this since, In5D since 2009. My track record. I've made a shitload of predictions that have come true. The stuff I put out there, over 5,000 articles on In5D. Free. You know me. You can trust me. I will tell you where the bear shit in the woods. And the bear shit one big fat Nesara turd with niblets of Gesara in it in the woods. That being said, is there something coming down the road that could be some kind of prosperity for everyone? Definitely. But it won't be Nesara Gesara. The Nesara Gesara tards will say, oh, it's Nesara. No, it's not. Because you'll go down that list and say, hey, wait, why didn't this, that, and this and that happen when you said all this stuff would happen? No, there will be some kind of prosperity thing. I don't know if it's going to be maybe with, I've been talking about this for years. Anyone that's followed me knows. Is it possible that, especially now when these revelations are coming out about UFOs and we see in our lifetimes, we see the collapse of organized religion. Is it possible that the Roman Catholic Church is found for crimes against humanity and their net worth is distributed amongst the world, creating instant abundance for everyone? Is that possible? Don't see why not. Is it possible, at least here in the United States and other places that have birth certificates that are being sold on the stock market, is it possible that we actually can claim those? That's possible. Is it possible that there is some other thing that might come up outside of Nesara, not with that fictitious list of bullshit, that could come up? Yes. But I promise it won't be Nesara, because that's based on lies, and lies go against universal law. Bear shit in the woods, it's over there. And he did eat corn. Corn! Eat corn! Dadgummit! Anyway, that's my opinion. Hope that helps. Check out that video I was telling you about, exposing the Nesara Gesara lies. Type in In5D. You'll learn a lot on that. Let's see what Allie has to say.
I love this man. I do. There is a money coming, and a lot of the good stuff, but I don't know what it's called. I don't care what it's called. I just know it's coming. I don't believe it's going to come in. This is what I've picked up. It's not going to come in one big lump sum for people. I believe it's going to come in these organizations that are collapsing, you know, down to being sued for crimes against humanity. So pharmaceuticals, if you took this medication and it's been seen to do this and it's been seen to do that, then you're going to get compensation, and you add your name to it and there's one lawsuit and everybody gets paid for that. And then you know, you can imagine how many things that you've eaten, how many things that you've been given, you know, all of, you know, everything, you know, that's how it's going to come through, drips and drips and drips and drips. And so big lump sum, nobody would go to work the next day. You wouldn't, would you? You'd all be wanting to get into a plane and go somewhere. I would get on a plane straight away and come over to see my love. I would. But the trouble is, there's been nobody fly the plane. Who'd be flying the plane? Because they've all got money as well, and they want to get on a plane and go somewhere too. So everything would collapse. But I like that idea that they have to go back to their country in order to get their funds. The other thing is, you know, looking at the other thing, so like Venezuela or, you know, Iran, what happens if they rebuild Iran? Yes, they might be rebuilding it with some people who make some money from it. Okay, yep. As long as the Iran people are happy and they are better off than they were, why not? These people would want to go back there. Okay, a lot of the time there's been wars. So, you know, if you think about it, I know it's not a nice subject, but if you think about it, they've been blamed for things that they actually didn't do. 9 and then 1-1, that wasn't them. One passport fluttered down from a plane that exploded, revealing who this pilot was. No, really? So there's so much about that, and it was just, it's lies. And so, you know, that grew hatred. It grew hatred for the UK and America. And so I don't think that, you know, that doesn't mean to say that they have the right to do what they're doing. No, it wasn't the people. It was our government in charge. They are the ones to blame. But there is a new system in place right now. I 100% trust that there is a plan going on, and this plan is for humanity to get better. I have seen how it's going to be. I've seen how wonderful it's going to be, and we are in the thick of it all. And so we're needing to keep our spirits up high. We're needing to believe in things. And yes, there's going to be money coming to us, 100% money coming to us. And I believe it's going to come through lawsuits, and it's going to come via payouts, but not in one big lump sum. That's what I get. I don't care if it's called Nesara Gesara.
Call it what you want, as long as it helps everyone. I don't think it's going to be Nesara Gesara. No. I love talking about it, though. It's fun to dream about. I don't know about this one, though. Isn't the true royal blood in Australia living on a farm?
No idea, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if their last name is McDonald. E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Hi to Chan. Welcome aboard. I live in East London, not far from the city. Question: the new Earth, will we benefit here? New Earth, will we benefit here? It's been so difficult to connect with others unless they are awakened. Um, what we're already seeing, Chan, is that it's just like what Dolores Cannon talked about. And I don't know if you're familiar with her or not. You know, many in this genre are. I've interviewed her on the In5D YouTube channel. But she spoke of, you know, two Earths that are separating. Have you noticed that? You know, have you noticed that there's a lot of NPCs out there? People that kind of like walk around in a zombie kind of state of mind. Are they just placeholders until that shift actually occurs? Have you noticed all of the Mandela effects and what that actually means? In my opinion, Mandela effects are happening because timelines are merging. There's a convergence of timelines. On one timeline, you know, you have Tony the Tiger with a blue nose. On the other one, he has a red nose or a black nose. You know, music, ads, Sex in the City, Sex and the City. What was one? This is one that gets me because it was so profound when I heard it as a kid. I remembered it for a lifetime. I was watching a Star Trek, and Spock was saying something like, in an insane world, the sane appear to be insane. That would be us, guys. But that was so profound that I never forgot it. And I tried to find the video because there's a Star Trek website where you can type in a keyword. He never said it. In my reality back then, he did. I saw it. Like I said, it was so profound at such a young age. I might have been 12, 13 years old. But it stuck with me. And I think it stuck with me to prove the Mandela effect is real. Any of you guys ever see that episode? I know I did. Doesn't exist anymore. Weird. So yeah, things are happening. We're seeing signs. We're getting synchronicities all the time that are telling us that we're on the right path. For example, you might find a penny on the ground. If you do, number one, thank the universe for the abundance, even though it's just a penny. Then do the numerology on the date. Say the penny's, I don't know, 2007. That is the date. 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 7 is a 9. Something's coming to an end, you know, in numerology with a 9. You know, look into the numerology of that. If a random feather, I don't know if this has happened to any of you guys, inside my house I've found random feathers. Sure, it could have attached itself to the bottom of my shoe, but you'd think it would look like it was smushed. You know, still maintains its light, fluffy shape inside the house. We're getting signs all the time. Pay attention to these signs, and in your dreams as well. You're getting signs. Do you ever have dreams of being aboard a UFO? I have. or seeing them in your dreams? Constantly getting signs. Pay attention. There's that separation going on. The law of one and Dolores Cannon both said you only need to be 51% positive to make the shift. I know Ellie thinks everyone's making it. I can't see cannibals and PDF files making it. No.
Excuse me. I need to correct you here. I'm putting on my proper English accent here. Yeah. No, I just don't think there's going to be an actual separation. Full stop. I just believe that the 3D people and the 560 people just can't mix anymore, which is like oil and water, which is what's happening now. I don't see it actually being a separation of the two Earths. I'll let you carry on.
Well, your point is that no one gets left behind. And I do see the separation. I'm seeing it every day. I'll let you carry on because I was done right there anyway.
Oh. Yeah, I don't see there being an actual Earth separation. Because I think it was like people that you that people in your family say we had this conversation. People in your family will just forget about you. You just won't be around anymore, and they'll just forget that you're there, that you've been there. And if they're not positive people, then they're going to be left behind. That's what I was saying. I don't see there being a left behind. So it's really important that we have we listen to each other's kind of point of view and we go with what we feel. All I know is at the moment we're on a knife edge at this moment in time, and people have to have hope because it's a dark hole. What's going on at the moment, it's a dark hole, and there's a lot of people who are. It's got to be gentle. It's got to be gentle. There's got to be some gentle stuff going on because they've just had the Band-Aid ripped off and all of the exposure out there, and so there has to be hope talk. There has to be. I'm not talking about lying. I'm just talking about cherry picking some of the hope stuff and concentrating on it because people need it right now. Obviously, it's people I read for. I read for people and I'm hearing them. I'm hearing, the mental health stories, and not just of them, but the people around them. My daughter, for one, awful things happened to her, and she's been now looking through some of these, and it's triggering her old stuff. And so, do I think that's bad? It's not a bad thing, but it's also painful. And so, I'm saying to her, there's a plan. It's okay, because I truly believe that there is a plan. We're not just going to be stuck with tyrants who are just interested in their own needs. Trump has proven again and again and again that there is other stuff going on, and he's for the people. There's lots of things that he's doing he doesn't have to do for the people. So I think it's easy to just see all the bad stuff and not all the good stuff. I think we've got to keep some faith here. So yeah, I'm off my soapbox. My lights are doing my head in. It's on a speed thingy. I've got a disco going on.
We love our soapboxes.
We do.
A huge shout out. Thank you so much, Lise, for the super chat. I'm glad you were able to get it through. She goes, finally. And I saw the question there, but I also want to get to this one too. And thank you again for the super chat. Much love.
Thank you, Lise. Thank you so much.
Lisa's question is, are giants awake now? And I think she might be referring to those giants that were It might be just Giants in general. I know it's not the New York Giants. They sucked. But I think correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're talking about those Giants in the underground, was it the Snake Mound or something like that? Ohio, that area. Um, is that the one? But they said that, I forgot who went down there and saw them sleeping. That they've been asleep and they are supposed to awaken soon. And some people think that they are the Anunnaki. So I'm just giving it a minute to think, to see what comes to my mind as I ponder this. Give me a second. Actually, I'm getting that is true. That their awakening is based on some kind of solar calendar or event. Something that happens it's almost like their alarm clock is going to go off based on some kind of solar cycle that told them that now is the time to awaken. I'm trying to see if they're benevolent or malevolent. All I'm getting is like a little white cat. I don't know what the hell that means, but I think it might have something to do with cat, Sirius. It's something, some revolution or cycle of Sirius. That's part of the activation. I don't know. I'm not getting if they're benevolent or malevolent either way at this point. Show me more. I was shown a window at night, a 4-paned window. I think a window of opportunity for this to happen. And if it doesn't happen this cycle, they have to wait like all these years for it to happen again. Still not getting if they're benevolent or malevolent. Wow. Okay, what I got. They're not but I'm sorry, they're not benevolent. And they have they're minions. They're using the Greys as minions. And the Greys have been, doing a lot of abducting. We see a lot here that's going on here for the underground. Apparently the Greys are doing that here and trafficking them in what Robert Morningsky talked about the Queen of Orion and the trafficking that's going on up there as well, because we are like the royalty of the galaxy because we have so much DNA. Unfortunately, that's been hampered through our the codons in our DNA. We only have 20 of the 64 codons turned on. But, we are gold up above. And they're doing horrible things. These people aren't good. And the Greys are working for them. Bless us all when they wake up. But yeah, that's what I got. I'll be interested to see what Allie has on this.
Okay, so I used my pendulum on this because I got information, but then I wanted to use my pendulum as well just to double check. It wouldn't answer me whether or not they were good or bad. They didn't, and I believe that there's probably some good, some bad. But yes, they are going to awaken. Yes. Is it Antarctica? I think they're in multiple different places. Yeah, there's.
No, I was asking her if was it the ones in the Serpent Mound in Ohio. She said it's in Antarctica, but yeah, it could be inner Earth, could be a lot of things. Wow.
But we're going to see a lot of off-world energy. There's all sorts. We've got a very, very interesting few years ahead of us. It's going to be very interesting. But
sure is.
Yeah. So disclosure for sure. We've been asking for it. Have it.
Thank you for the question and the super chats, Lise. We appreciate that.
You do.
Lise has another question. Oh boy.
Can I just say that I really don't, I mean, me and Greg do not see eye. I don't like calling out people's names. I don't like it. It's low level. So with that being said, I am going.
Get out.
Because I was like that, the Charlie Ward thing. I was like, oh my. Anyway.
Charlie Ward is full of hot air and bullshit. Prove me wrong. I should have a Charlie Kirk stand that says that. Prove me wrong.
Charlie Ward has awakened a lot of people in the millions. Yeah, some of it is BS, but some of it is very good information. Just going to leave it that.
You doofus. And that's how they work. They give you good information and they feed you with crap to hook you in. And all I'm saying is, choose who you want to follow. I don't care. That's not my job. But I don't want to see people misled. Use your own discernment. And what we got here, oh boy. Remember I was talking about an echo chamber? Info. You'll get some good info. Then you got this magical intel that no one else has. You can't prove anything. Just like when they come out and talk about gag orders. Oh, it's under a gag order. Yeah, sure it was. Because you can't prove it. I'd be very skeptical with anything these guys say. Call me crazy. I don't care. But, are they lying? Probably. On a bullshit meter of 0 to 100, with 100 being the most bullshit. Actually, on a bullshit meter of 0, it's not on a meter of the bear who shit in the woods. And if he ate corn is the highest. There's a lot of corn in that bullshit. Or bear shit. Prove me wrong. Once again, God, I called out Nesara years ago, and I keep telling people I'll be the first one to apologize if I'm wrong, and I will. I'll make a specific video. I'll apologize to everyone I called out if I'm wrong. I won't be, and I don't think I'm wrong about this either. It smells like hot air and bullshit. I think it is. Let's see what Allie thinks, and her Allie and her, let's see what Allie and her butterflies think.
This whole show, I'm afraid, is low vibrational energy as far as I can feel. I'm going to make this an announcement. I don't like it, and I'm laughing about it, but I don't like it. I don't like it. So I don't believe anybody in that genre is all bad and all good. I don't believe that is the case. I believe some of them have been fed information, as in they did in the wartime years, to deliberately steer people off. There's a war going on, spiritual war in the background. So I don't know what the question was because it's gone. It's not there anymore. So, okay, Gene Decode was interviewed by Michael J. Cohen. Gene was told that they found 180 miles of tunnels and they projected 87 trillion worth of gold. Are they lying also? I have no idea on that. I will ask my pendulum. But okay, was there tunnels containing gold? I'm just going to ask, was there tunnels containing gold? Okay, was there tunnels containing gold? That's a yes. Tunnels containing gold. Was it 87 trillion worth of gold? No. So yes, there was tunnels of gold. Part of this disclosure thing, they went to the Vatican and they have taken the Vatican's, they've taken their gold back from the Vatican. And so, yes, there is gold somewhere. Could it be that gold? Maybe. So, yeah, that's what I get. Over to you.
I think this show is perfect.
No, it's not. But you could do this show on your own, and I'll do something else on my own. I think because I don't like it.
Okay.
Me no likey.
I don't know. I try to bring humor and levity to everything. So, anyway, let's move on.
Okay. I'm definitely going to tell my mum not to watch it. She'll blow a gasket.
She will. Hi, Mom.
She'll blow a gasket.
I do love you. I love your daughter. I do.
There's no doubt whatsoever. I love you. Unconditionally, I love you. What's next?
I'm looking. Lisa says she saw 2222 just hours ago. I have been seeing so many friggin' numerical synchronicities lately.
I've been seeing a lot of 111s.
I saw that yesterday, 555 yesterday, and one other one, I forgot. But I took screenshots of them. I could look them up on my phone. Whenever I get them, I always, take a screenshot.
Yeah.
Publishers Mandela effects. Publishers Clearinghouse was another one, but I wonder if they started this Mandela effect to screw with people.
Could be.
Could be, but I think it's real. Just from that Star Trek episode that I know I saw.
Yeah, we are jumping timelines. I know that.
Yep.
I felt it when I'm doing a reading. We're kind of like doing a reading, and then all of a sudden they say, reshuffle the cards after I've just said something, and you can see the penny drop moment on the person's face, as if to say, I don't need to do that shit again. I don't need to go back to that again. You can see it kind of like, and then I go, I've got to reshuffle. And so I reshuffle and it's in a different direction. So I've seen it. I felt it for real.
You know, and you'll see this like when you go into a grocery store. I've talked about NPCs a lot on here that I'm seeing more and more of, and maybe we see more of them because we're onto them and we're realizing that who's really left here out of the whatever 8 billion people, how many are NPCs?
Explain what NPCs are to people who might be new here and don't know.
If you watch a video game, there's background people that are always in video games. They're called NPCs, non-player characters. And they just take up space. They move around and they do their own little things. They're not part of the show, but they are. They're background people. And then Dolores Cannon talks about them as backdrop people. And you'll see this in patterns. One time I saw two black guys. They almost looked identical to each other. Long hair, dreadlocks, same size, same body shape, same clothes. One walking in front of the other, same strides, same pace. And the same day I saw two white guys that were almost identical. These long-haired guys. They had vests on, orange vests, like they worked for the city or whatever. And but they were just like walking around like dazed, kind of glazed over eyes and stuff like that. You start noticing this kind of stuff more often. And that even one time when I was living on Siesta Key, I was out in front of my house and I'm watching cars going up and down Midnight Pass Road. And I'd see like two white cars, a black car, a gray car. Two white cars, a black car, a gray car. And then occasionally you get like a red car. I'm thinking, well, that guy's probably the real one. I hate to say that because I drive a white car. But no, and that's not part of it, but it's the patterns. Is it all binary code? You know, like the Matrix, where it's all raining down? Are we just there's a I don't know if you guys have heard or seen the experiments that they have with laser lights and DMT. You can find those videos on YouTube. But they fire a laser light onto a wall after taking DMT. People say they can see through the wall. And they see not just that, they see numbers and weird shapes, and they all say the same thing. I can see through the wall. I'm seeing these weird shapes that I can't explain. Is this all an illusion? Probably. Is it possible we live in some sort of matrix? Yeah, it is. When they tell you that an atom is like what, 99% nothing, and we're all made up of atoms. But because you can see, smell, hear, taste things, you can knock on wood and stuff like that, you think it's real. Feels real, looks real, smells and tastes real. Might be, might not be. I think we're here for the experiences and to figure stuff out, to find soul families, to grow spiritually, and hopefully not have to come back again. I'm so done with this 3D world. Who's with me? Yep.
Yeah. It's hard going, isn't it?
Elise said she had a hunch as well. Yeah. 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 That was a tough one to answer. I'm not crazy about the answer, but like I said, bear shit, and woods.
What answer? What I'm so lost. Was the tell me what, because you keep taking away the
I left it up there for a while, but yeah,
you know
you
I've
don't.
got blonde moments. You know this.
That was about the giants in Antarctica.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
But yeah,
Another question I missed.
yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Nearly, I nearly went to the alcohol tonight. I'm telling you, very, very close. Very close.
Yes, to the Vatican. They took the gold.
You can see the Pope at the time's face. It's like a slapped ass. And Trump's going, it's so funny. So funny.
We have been played archonic control game running millennias. They're starving now, and they do not like it. Yeah, ain't that the truth? I mean, it's right in front of our eyes. In the United States, did you guys know this? That there's only been 16 years in the United States that there's been no war. 16 years. That's it. Who benefits from war? Well, not. We're not talking earthly benefit. Who benefits? The archons that feed off the fear, the loosh,
Absolutely.
their overlords, the controllers.
We needed the war to get rid of Hitler. I'm sorry, but you couldn't let that go on.
Right?
No way could you let that go on.
Well, it makes me wonder though if he was just an actor too, because a lot of people believe that he ended up going to Argentina. Not many people believe he was taken out.
He wasn't taken out.
Exactly.
He wasn't taken out. Project Paperclip. He wasn't taken out.
Yeah, and then a lot of their top scientists either went here or Russia. Werner von Braun was one of them.
Created NASA.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. Any more questions left?
Yeah, I'm scrolling still. Yeah. Because it went all the way up to the top, and I had to scroll back down.
Oh, I hate it when it does that.
I know. Will the war take out our power grid? We sit with that one. I'm not getting anything on the power grid, but what I'm getting is satellites. So it could be cell phones, could be satellite TV, satellite radio, stuff like that. I'm not getting direct power grid electrical stuff, but I'm seeing that satellites are going to get taken out or disrupted somehow, and it might not be through weaponry. It might be through frequency that they get taken out. That's what I see. Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything. This is going to be very short-lived. So, yeah. It's the same as Venezuela. It's all done, dusted before you know it. So, yeah. That's what I get. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling. That's cool. 11/11 is my birthday. Been seeing a lot of that too. A lot of people don't think about. I mean, you guys do because I tell you about it. But if your birthday is February 16th, you're going to start seeing 216 a lot. On for the time, where you might go to the grocery store and buy something there, and it costs you $2.16, or you might get $2.16 in change, for purchasing something. Yeah, it's pretty cool how those synchronicities work. Linda is asking, did Iranian regime bomb the school children themselves? I do believe so. Hmm. I'm going to pass on this one. What I'm seeing is not good. I'm going to pass. I have that right.
Yeah, it was. They deliberately did this to blame it on Trump. So yeah, it already got. It was shown up to be that way. So yeah, that's already come out. Yeah, that's it. That's what I get.
All right. We made it through.
You
made it through.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
It's a common statement for people in the UK. Are you all right?
It's our normal, but I find that a lot of Americans do it to me all the time. So I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe they're just mimicking you.
No, they're people that I've not met before.
Maybe they're concerned about you because you're always rocking. Are you all right?
No.
Allie would say that to me. I go, why? Do I look sick? What's wrong? Do you think there's something wrong with me? Well, there's probably plenty of things, but...
No, we genuinely want to know how somebody is when we speak to them. Are you doing okay today? How are you?
Well, how are you is good, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It means the same thing.
Just like McDonald's and McDonald's, same thing.
It sounds the same to me.
I know.
So that's that.
Is there anything else you'd like to cover while we're here?
No, if anybody would like a reading, you can go over to psychicalley.net. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And oh gosh, we have the Insiders Club private chat tomorrow night on Patreon, In5D Patreon. So, to our Patreon followers, join us there. I'll be posting the book that I wrote on greggprescott.com, GREGG Prescott.com, and it's already set up for helping people right now, so I can take on clients tomorrow if necessary. So check that out, greggprescott.com. And
yeah, thank you everybody for doing this. Thank you everybody for your questions.
Oh, we got to draw a number.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Right, we've gone up to 112.
Random number generator.
This is for 2 30-minute readings.
I hate when I type something and I realize it's not coming up on the screen. And then I have to retype it again. How many? 112?
112.
Okay, let's do a screen share. Oh, here it is. Okay. There it is.
Here we go.
Okay, so let's get our first number here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, generate. 27.
So this is for February. Okay, so I know some people in March, but we'll start the March one next week. 27 is Heather Hibbard.
Congratulations, Heather.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
is where I was in a rush, and my writing is a little bit wonky. So we've got to try and find this person now. Yes.
Congrats to Heather Hibbard.
Yeah. Congrats.
And our next one, 2 plus 7 is a 9. That's a good number. Generate. 19.
19 it is Jeremiah.
Right on.
Jeremiah. Yeah, he was on earlier. So yeah. Well done, Jeremiah. You won 19.
Good job. Heather and Jeremiah, congratulations.
I will send you the way to book it. Yeah. It's going to be difficult for me to book this in because your clocks go back again, and it's really hard for me in not only do I have all the time zone stuff, I then have to have all the, we don't go back, but you guys do kind of time as well. So you're jumping forward, is that right?
Spring forward, fall back.
Yeah, so it's 4 hours difference in Eastern. 4 hours.
But your scheduling software takes care of that, right?
Of course it does, but when I have to book it in manually, it's not funny. And also psychic development, it's like hard. Oh, there's Lisa. She'll let Jeremiah know. Well done. Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, folks. Like I said, those of you who are in Allie or my Patreon group, because we invite each other, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. And until then, sending you all infinite love and light from our hearts to yours. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, take care. Lots of love. Go Chiefs.
Indeed. Bye, everyone.